Hey, what's up? On our play for this week. Ooh, actually, there we go. On our play for this week. Will Pokemon present a new multiplayer game this week? Maybe. Mecha Break is breaking Steam records and it's only in beta. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater is back again. All this and more on Season 9, Episode 8 of Press X Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, CJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka we finally did it. After 9 seasons and a bunch of years, we finally have an intro. I am joined by
John MF Ross.
What does the MNF stand for?
The tree remembers what the axe forgets.
Whoa, it's almost 10 o'clock and this man's breaking out like poetry. Oh my goodness, I didn't expect it at all. Jeez. All right. Oh, there goes his camera.
Switching high def.
Right. Nice. All right. Now I know who we are. This is Press X to Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. Also, hi to all the new listeners out there who happen to watch our latest 3 or 4 videos. I appreciate all of the views. It's great. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll talk about that a little later on.
DJ, stop clicking up on them. They'll click it if they want to.
No, they need to do that right now. Okay, if they're looking at our face, at least click the subscribe button. You don't have to click the like button as well. Just click all the buttons just one time. Anyways, if you no, I lost myself. Okay. Yeah, we're live on YouTube every Sunday when we can make it, except for today because today's not Sunday and all the past days that we weren't there on Sunday.
They wouldn't have known this Sunday. Nobody watches us live. Fuck. For all they know, this is gonna be Saturday.
Right?
This is gonna be pre-recorded.
We're live every Sunday because today is Sunday. Yes. Yeah, because life is hard,
But Sundays are not easy.
Not at all. Neither are Mondays, Garfield says. All right, don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, whatever podcast service you are currently, Stitcher. I said Spotify already. Stitcher, sure. Whatever podcast service you're using, please just leave us a review. It helps us and it helps grow the channel to reach more people, to have them grow the channel. It's like a pyramid scheme in a way, but there's no money involved. Not yet. All right. And if you want, you can join our conversations by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. All right. Oh, finally got all that out the way. Let us talk about the gaming news. Number 1, new Pokemon multiplayer game rumored for Pokemon Day. This comes to us. Oh, it's from Game Rant. And this comes to us by way of Carly Garcia. So, a previously leaked multiplayer Pokemon game may be properly announced during the upcoming Pokemon Presents stream on February 27th, which is this week. Fans are curious to see what surprises will appear during the highly anticipated event, with many hoping to see footage from upcoming Pokemon games as well as a tease of Gen 10. So as we know, or from what we know so far about this Pokemon, per this article, there's supposed to be a Pokemon multiplayer game called Project Synapse. And that was leaked from the Game Freak hack that happened last year. Or I guess that was uncovered from that hack last year. On top of that, we're supposed to see what Pokemon ZA or Z-A is supposed to be. They had the video teaser of it last year, and it kind of looked like a city builder of some sort, but it's a Legends game, and we know that the first Legends game was just like a proper open world Pokemon game, just without all the polygons to make it, current gen. Anyways, it wasn't too bad. Did you play the first Pokemon Legends?
Okay. I feel like
Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yeah. I I played it, but I didn't beat it, and I thought
Mm.
I thought the idea was cool. I just didn't enjoy the loop. I felt like it wasn't developed enough in a weird way. This being Pokemon, and they pretty much have refined that loop. But I feel like the idea was strong, but I just didn't like the actual execution all that much. But I did play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and
It's gonna take something new for me to jump back into Pokemon. I don't know what it
yeah,
is yet.
yeah. No, I don't blame you. I definitely I actually really am on the same wavelength that you like this year in terms of
Mhm.
like, okay, man, like you can only do that loop so many times. And it's just like, all right, like this has to be something like really cool, really exciting. Maybe some kind of feature that's gonna be part of the Switch 2 or something. I don't know. But hopefully we'll see in a few days. Yeah. Hopefully. Are you
Yeah.
excited for the Pokemon Presents? Or are you just kind of like, we'll see what happens?
I still like Pokemon like as a franchise
Hmm.
overall.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just like nostalgia, but I don't find myself actively getting into it. Maybe if I get
Yeah.
my daughter into it,
Yeah.
they're fooling around with the Nintendo 3DS now, but they're
Hmm.
playing Mario 3D Land, so maybe I'll introduce her into Pokemon, but I think the newer ones are maybe a little too complex for us. If I like,
Yeah.
fine. But then again, they hold your hand more. Back then, Pokemon Red and Blue, although they were simpler,
Go that way. Good
you
luck.
could fail. Like if you remember the cave where you just had to walk around
Oh, the
in
Zubats,
darkness.
right?
Yeah, yeah. If you didn't have a damn Pokemon with
Flash,
Flash,
right? Yeah.
so I don't know, man.
HM6
We'll
or
see.
whatever.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, like I'm again, I'm with you there. Like I'm interested to see like what they have to show for this presents. I'm interested to see what Pokemon ZA is supposed to be. Um I cuz like my little girl, she
I just want to point
managed.
out because it bothered me that you said HM6. It was HM5. They only had five
Oh,
HMs in Pokemon.
oh
I
yeah,
like
you're right.
HM6. What
You're
the
right.
hell?
You were playing my
Go ahead.
version of Pokemon.
The hell? The hell are you playing? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That good call out though. Yeah, like I think it would be a cool thing to, play Pokemon with her and like have her, experience that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on like what Pokemon ZA is supposed to be. Like it might just be like, okay, well, if they release like a Pokemon remaster, might just
Yep.
get that. I think Black and White is up next. So if it's
Well,
that, it's
they
like,
had Let's Go
oh,
Pikachu,
Pikachu,
Let's
Let's
Go
Go
Eevee.
Eevee. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are kind of like the originals. I gotta see.
Yeah.
Maybe she could play that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We're definitely gonna talk about it next week when it comes out and we got more information.
Yep.
But that's not right now. Right now is number 2. Mecha Break hits over 300,000 concurrent Steam players with open beta, briefly surpassing Marvel Rivals. This comes to us from IGN by way of that's also a Pokemon thing. Let me get rid of that. By way of Eric Van Allen. So Mecha Break, the Mechan-driven battler from Amazing Sun Games, had an historic weekend. Its newest round of open beta play went live on February 23rd. That was yesterday on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
On a Sunday. Today, I mean, today.
Mm-hmm.
It saw player counts reach high enough that even momentarily overcame the likes of Marvel Rivals. As spotted by PC Games or PC Games N, weird name. The player count on Steam for the new Mecha Break demo launched up and over NetEase's Marvel Hero shooter, reaching over 317,000 concurrent players on Steam. As of writing this, the demo has reached an all-time peak of 317,522 players on the Valve's platform, with a 24-hour peak of 303,991 players. So these are big numbers, and I am pleasantly surprised that this beta is doing so well. I didn't see this coming. Like, of course, last year we had Armor Core. I mean, that was kind of the biggest mech game in a long time. But this is Steam. They they do have like other like mech games,
Yeah.
but this is one of the big ones that really broke that mold and came out, and people were really excited about it. And like, I think the developers did a good job promoting this and getting this everywhere. I will say though, the weird thing about this is that when we first saw it, it
Yep.
said the game was coming everywhere, as in PC, Xbox, PlayStation. But then as time passed, the PlayStation tag kind of went away. And it was kind of like, what happened? Like, the developers never really said anything.
Maybe
And
the
it was,
install base just isn't there.
maybe, right? And you target Xbox because there's more Xbox. Everything's an Xbox, right? So yeah, so it turns out that, during this whole period, people were questioning, like, okay, what happened to the whole PlayStation side of this game? And the developers finally came out and said that they are targeting the release window for spring of 2025, which is next month, 2 months from now, basically. And that's going to be on Steam and Xbox Series X/S. And then it's going to come to PlayStation 5 later in the year. They're also planning on like 3 seasons worth of new mechs, which is cool. I had this whole video ready to play, and I didn't even play it. Oh my goodness, I am terrible. So I'm playing IGN's like first 20 something minutes of the game. I actually played this part of the demo in the first like alpha or beta test that they had.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It wasn't amazing, but again, this is like my first time playing the game. Like, I don't really know how to control the thing, and whatever. But yeah, I am hopeful that because the Steam numbers are so high that this game is going to do well. I don't know what it's going to be like on console. Like, that's my worry, because we know that the Xbox side of it, the console base isn't that strong. This game is not coming to Game Pass, so it's going to rely heavily on the Steam numbers to, I guess, sustain itself. And then the PlayStation 5 release, whenever that comes out later on this year, hopefully is going to be a second bump for them. I don't know. It depends on when it comes out, because we have Death Stranding, we have Ghost of Yotei, we have GTA 6, and those GTA 6 is going to just take the air out of any game around it within like 2 months or so. Ghost of Yotei is an action game, and that could also pull some players away. And it depends on the long tail of this game and like what kind of monetization strategy this game has. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best of this game, but it's just like I'm kind of worried. We'll see. Switch that out. Number 3. Call of Duty's newest update is apparently teasing a Tony Hawk Pro Skater reveal. This comes to us from GameSpot. So this news is a little old at this point, because it turns out that, yes, it actually is confirming a Tony Hawk reveal. That article comes to us from GameStop by way of Eddie McCooch. But yes, they teased it in a Call of Duty video showing the new map called The Grind.
Yeah.
But then the actual Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the game website, has a countdown clock. So if you go to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, thegame.com, it will show you a
Tony Hawk the
clock.
game.
It's Tony Hawk the game. Okay. So Tony Hawk the game, yes. And it says that the countdown ends on so March 4th, 2025.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about it, the next remakes should be 3 + 4. So
yeah, that's when that was close to peak Tony Hawk, if you were into that. Then maybe like Underground 1 and 2.
Yeah. I think my my tenure for Tony Hawk games stopped at 3. So like 3 was like the one that I played like the most, and then I guess maybe like SSX came out after that or something. But I jumped to a different game and I just never went back to Tony Hawk. But yeah, this is exciting. Like I am interested to see what this looks like, and it's also going to be released on everywhere. So if you want to get it, you'll be able to get it. They're just trying to make the money back. So, and then also there's rumors that this is just going to be an announcement for the game, but then the actual game is rumored to shadow drop during the Xbox summer showcase event in June. And of course, because Activision is owned by Microsoft, it's going to be Game Pass. Yep. So those of you who have Game Pass, enjoy this game. Have fun with it. There will probably be some kind of like, oh, you could play it early if you just pay money for it or whatever, but we'll see. Yeah, you excited for this?
Yeah, I wish the whole extreme sports genre would come back, but I guess
I do too.
There's no room for AA. I guess these would be considered AA games.
I feel like
because they're not quite indie, but they're not huge.
Yeah,
productions.
The thing is, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 did really well.
Yeah.
So it's like I honestly think that there is room for this. It's just that the market doesn't want to take the risk. And like we have the last like extreme sports game that we have was Riders Republic, which is still apparently.
I mean, but that felt like it was trying too hard though.
Yeah. I think the story side of it was like very like, okay, guys, you are missing the mark here. But in terms of the gameplay and like the actual activities and stuff, like that part was cool. Like that was fun, and that like felt very much so the vibe of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, a little bit of SSX, but it's definitely not those games. And I definitely think that like because I think this remaster is supposed to be made by Iron Galaxy, who did the they did the like ports to Switch and I think PC or something or whatever. But like I think if Tony Hawk Pro Skater came back and SSX comes back, like that would be
I'm trying to look at all the stuff I used to play. They had Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX Aggressive Inline, which was
Aggressive
Inline skating. Yeah. Dave Mirror freestyle. Bring all that back, man.
And then what? BMX XXX or whatever. Oh my gosh.
We didn't have to bring that one up.
I mean, hey, it's part of the history, it's part of our rich history of extreme sports.
Sure.
And jiggle pixel or polygon.
I remember how much controversy it had.
Oh yeah.
And nowadays it'd be like nothing.
Right? That's a mod. Oh man. All right. And then last part of this before we hit to our little why you should support us. Monster Hunter Wilds. So it's a review wrap up, but I'm gonna keep it really, really, really shallow because I am definitely going to get this game because this is scoring amazingly. So I'll have more talks about it in our next cast when I actually give my impressions on it. But I did play the beta and I really enjoyed the beta, so I think the game is going to follow suit on that. But right now Monster Hunter Wilds is at an 89 on OpenCritic and a 90 on Metacritic. And it's getting really, really strong reviews. I mean, those Metacritic, those scores are amazing. So it's doing good. And then I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of people found within the beta was that there was some performance issues. And it seems that the time between the beta and this release, they managed to really hammer in on those performance issues, and people aren't really having those issues anymore. So if you like Monster Hunter, this is the game for you. Apparently this game is also way more accessible and approachable, and it is basically setting that new bar that Monster Hunter World set for all the past Monster Hunter games. So
gotcha.
Cool. Yep. So I have more on that next cast. Before we get into this weird GTA 6 stuff, hey, how you doing? You good? Do us a solid, please. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast service you're using, and also tell a friend. Do it now. Do it now. That's my best Arnold impression. I don't do impressions. Number 5. Peripheral maker Corsair says Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming to PC in early 2026. Then immediately yoinks it back. This comes to us from PC Gamer by way of Andy Chalk. GTA 6 is still on track for a console release in the fall of this year, and a PC version of the game is still firmly in the realm of wishful thinking. So as you can imagine, there is a collective gasp of hope when Corsair Gaming Vice President of Finance and Investor Relationship, Ronald Van Ween, okay, mentioned a not too distant PC launch during the company's recent quarterly fiscal call. Or no, financial call. And then the air went completely out of it because, of course, Corsair immediately walked it all back. I mean, I think this makes sense.
We already said this. Like, this is they're not going to want to do a simultaneous release because they want people to experience it without people trying to crack into the game, mod it, do all this crazy stuff.
Right.
Leak things, dig through the files, all that good stuff. So it makes sense that it would come out then. It's fine.
I think the only real news about this is the fact that it's not going to be like a year out from release. Like, because the rumor is that GTA 6 is supposed to launch in like November or October or something.
Yeah.
So that's just like 3 months, maybe 3-4 months, maybe. So
6 months at best.
Yeah. So it's like that's really short, and I think that
this sounds like you're gonna get a free copy of GTA 6 if you buy something Corsair related. Don't know what yet.
Oh, that would be interesting.
And that's why they would have such news.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think.
Or they're gonna have a Corsair GTA edition something.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. But yeah, like it's, this gives credence to Take-Two saying that the game's coming out this year. Like, we're making sure the game comes out this year, and also I feel like that could also be why the game took so long. So there was less of a gap between console release and then PC release. So, yeah, I mean, cool. More power to them. We'll see. Hopefully we get some kind of announcement during Summer Game Fest. I think that would be pretty awesome. But, it's GTA 6. They can do whatever they want, and everyone will stop what they're doing to watch that video. Then some other stuff just around GTA 6 that kind of just popped up as well. So these are rumors. Well, one's a rumor and then one's reporting. GTA 6 will reportedly give DJ Khaled his own radio station that only plays his music.
Be the best.
Right?
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah, that should be fun. And then GTA 6 Rockstar is reportedly planning Roblox/Fortnite style user-generated content. That comes to us from VGC by way of Andy Robinson. I think that is cool, and that makes a ton of sense. So this rumor has been cited by 3 industry insiders with knowledge of the meetings. And they claim that Rockstar is planning to allow creators to modify GTA 6 game environment and assets to bring their own intellectual properties into its sandbox. So this is in line with earlier rumors, I think early last year, that Rockstar or Take-Two acquired
the
role-playing group or whatever that was
But
responsible for the.
some people separated though from the company.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like it seems that like that's probably going to be like a third whale for the online multiplayer where like you can join this like role play server and like people are making their own content and like making their own like I guess worlds for lack of better phrasing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be your whole thing, like it's gonna be your whole life in GTA 6. And I think that's super cool.
I mean, I'm seeing some cool roleplay stuff in my Instagram feed that makes me want to roleplay. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah. And it's definitely going to be a thing of like it's going to be supported because it's GTA 6 and everyone stops what they're doing and gets on GTA 6 no matter what the situation.
Man.
So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be crazy. But yeah. So cool. All right. So that's kind of mostly all the good news that we have. The rest of the stories is kind of and then we have a interesting quick hit. But yes, number 6, Marvel Rival lays off part of bigger cuts at NetEase Games. This comes to us from Polygon by way of Michael McWhorter. So if you were not aware, NetEase pretty much just shut down their Seattle studio. And that's not the main Marvel Rival studio, but that's the support studio. And, you know, before that shutdown happened, they had announced that they had 40 million players playing the game. So it wasn't like Marvel Rivals was struggling. And then on top of that, we are in the middle of them releasing the part 2 of their like big season 1 stuff. So it's like they strategically did that closing when Marvel Rivals was distracting people with like all the content and all this news about how many players is on the game and so on and so forth. So it's just like that's pretty messed up. So according to a report from Bloomberg, the cuts to the North American team working on Marvel Rivals aren't an anomaly. NetEase founder and CEO William Ding is reported to have cut hundreds of jobs, closed studios, and taken a firmer hand on the company's Japanese teams, including the one led by former RGG studio lead Toshihiro Nagoshi. Man, that sucks. Okay, so Ding also reported canceling development of Marvel Rivals before it was released, which is insane. The billionaire CEO said it had balked at paying Disney a licensing fee for Marvel Rivals superheroes and villains, and considered replacing them with NetEase artists' own designs. NetEase denied this account, Bloomberg reported.
Nah, we know that was true.
Yeah, right. So over the past year, NetEase has divested from multiple studios outside China, including Worlds Untold, the Vancouver-based developer led by ex-Bioware creative Mac Walters, Jar of Sparks, the Seattle-based studio founded in 2022 by Xbox veteran Jerry Hook, and Uka Studio, the Tokyo-based developer of Vision of Mana from Square Enix. Ding is reported to have scaled back studios locally as well, and the cuts are said to be deep enough that NetEase's Chinese studios might not release any major titles in 2026.
He is an asshole. He allegedly said that he can just look at a game for 10 seconds and just completely tell what it's about and how it's supposed to play and all this stuff. And
man.
I don't know, man. It seems like he has an active disdain for the thing that made him rich.
Yeah. That definitely gives tinge of, oh, I came here, I made a success, so I know exactly what I'm doing. And it's like, sir, you got lucky. You almost canceled Marvel Rivals. You got
hard work, time, and opportunity. Yep.
Oh my goodness. And again, it's it sucks for all the people in the Seattle studio that just got let go when
all the studios,
especially right. And it's just like your game is literally on top, and they're just like, all right, well, time to pack up. Everybody's like, what? It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's just a mess. Yeah. Number 7, Microsoft's Xbox AI era starts with a model that can generate gameplay. That's a title. That comes to us from The Verge by way of scrolling down. Tom Warner. So this is a weird thing. So Microsoft had mentioned in November that they are making a bigger effort to bring AI features to Xbox. And today, as of reporting on the article, the company is unveiling what it's called a breakthrough in AI for gaming. Microsoft's new Muse AI model could help Xbox developers and create parts of games in the future. Okay, I thought I just messed something up. Okay, yeah. So I don't even want to read all this.
This is basically doing what Ding said he could do. It
yeah, right?
Look at a game for a few seconds and I can make this.
Oh my goodness,
I can do this. Yeah.
Man. So yeah, so as Sean says, actually, one thing to note that this AI model is generative AI, and it used gameplay from Ninja Theory's Bleeding Edge game. If you don't know what if you don't know what Bleeding Edge is, it's the game that Ninja Theory released before or after or Senua or Hellblade.
Yeah.
I think it was after Hellblade. Anyways, the game did not do well, and it didn't survive for that long. So it seems like
Xbox, it was a MOBA.
Yeah. So it seems that Xbox was like, all right, well, we can take this data from the people that played the game and do something with it. So that's what they did. Also, this is generative AI, and it's the thing of they just use players' data to achieve this, and that gets into a weird territory of like, oh, was there any kind of like, was this in the terms of service? Did they? Is it okay that they did this? It's just a weird thing. But yeah, so
I mean, of course, it's okay that they did it. Everybody agrees to a end user license agreement that they don't read, and they also put in there that the terms can change at any time, but nobody reads it. So
yeah, you're right. So yeah,
of course they can.
So what this model did was, based off of the like tons and tons of play data that it had, it was able to take a couple seconds of gameplay and then just like create more gameplay. So what I'm trying to see the beauty in this, but I really don't.
There's no beauty. Because I mean, like how much of a game does it have to watch? Because I mean, at this point, most AIs like this, generative AIs, are stealing content. So, like, is it watching a long play? Yeah, a long play of somebody's YouTube Let's Play, and it can only recreate what it sees. So, like, if the person doesn't go through every little nook and cranny and show you all the secrets, and it can't recreate physics and stuff one for one, like it'll be a poor man's, it'll be like rose tinted glasses, and then you play it and it's like, this is nothing like what I remember. So I mean, maybe it'll get better in time.
On top of that, the model is limited to generating gameplay visuals at a resolution of 300 by 180 pixels.
Oh yeah, pixels for ants.
The answer like 8K. But like, it's just like, and then if this gets good, you just remove developers from like, I just don't understand what's the application of the tool. So actually, let me back up, because they do say that this could be used for ideation, which is to come up with ideas. And it's like, oh, that idea works, let's make a game off of it. And it's just like, I don't think that's how that works, because if you put in the variables, it's just going to produce a generic game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Well, we're going to see more of this in the future, because there's nothing stopping them from stopping this work, because they don't care about the actual developers and stuff. This is going to save them money. It's going to cost a whole lot of energy, because generative AI requires a shit ton of energy, but they don't care about that. But yes, this is a thing that's happening in the future. So yeah. Hopefully come to Game Pass, you know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, number 8. Sony's being sued for artificially high prices on PlayStation Store. Did I not let me open this one actually. Yeah. So this comes to us from Insider Gaming by way of Grant Taylor Hill. So this is messed up. So it has been revealed that a Dutch consumer group has filed a class action lawsuit against Sony. The organization, that's a word right there.
Massachade and Consummate.
What he said, nailed it. Alleges that Sony is keeping prices on the PlayStation Store artificially high and is abusing a position of power by preventing players from buying digital versions of PS4 and PS5 games elsewhere.
Yeah, this is kind of like the Epic lawsuit against Apple and Google, because you can only get software for the thing from their platform.
Yeah.
So I get it. So I clicked on the tweakers thing. They're saying basically the digital games cost an average of 47% more than their physical equivalents, which is shitty. I understand why they would not make it cheaper, but to make it more expensive, it should be on par initially with whatever the physical copies are.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's so weird, because it's like, it doesn't require extra manpower to get a digital asset over the internet. So it's just like,
I mean, technically they could charge less, but they charge the same, so they don't feel like they're abusing their position by having the digital version.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is just all around just Sony just, hey, we have a way of making more money, so we're gonna try and make more money and see.
Yeah, no, this is a legit class action lawsuit, and I hope the Netherlands are successful. Maybe it'll trickle down to us somehow, some way.
Trickle down, all right. All right. Well, that is it for the gaming news, and we have just one quick hit, and it's pretty quick. Number 9, God of War PS5 remaster announcement. So this comes to us from Jeff Grubb. So he actually wasn't even. Why? No, this is okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna read the Twitter post. So God of War PS5 remaster announced. Oh, by the way, this comes from Jeff Grubb, but it's reported through this Twitter channel called TCMF Games. God of War PS5 remaster announcement. According to Jeff Grubb, it will be announced in March. Though there will be they'll be announced near the 20th God of War anniversary event, which kicks off 3/13 through the 23rd. So that's like the second week of March. Rumor mentioned 2 potential packages: God of War 1 to 3 or All Greek Saga. PS5 Pro, PS5 themes, PlayStation stuff. Okay, sure. So like a week or two back, there was a rumor that there was going to be a God of War game, but it was going to take place in the past. And I'm not sure if we talked about it on the cast or whatever, but in my mind, I thought like that doesn't make sense for a sequel. That seemed like a remaster kind of thing. And then we see this, and it's like, okay, that's what that rumor was. It's this thing. So I get ready for God of War to come back. In terms of like what is this gonna look like? I think this is actually going to be in the engine of current God of War.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right. Actually, I get would that would be a remake. That wouldn't be a remaster. And this is supposed to be a remaster. Unless they like finagle
a remake. If it's a remake, then they would be like altering certain things. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you just make it in the engine, that would be a remake. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see, and it's actually not too far away. So, we'll see how that goes. All right. Well, that is it for the gaming news. Let us jump into what we have been playing. Sean, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Ooh, okay.
How
far are you? How are you enjoying it?
I think I got like 5, maybe 6, 7 hours into the game.
Oh,
this is a Friday night.
Okay.
Friday night. Friday. I played it Friday night. It's more Yakuza, Like a Dragon. This is,
but this is more beat 'em up though.
Yeah, this is a beat 'em up. This isn't turn based. If you're a fan of Yakuza, you know what it is. Is it a good entry point? I'm not sure. Like, all the cutscenes may be jarring for like new fans.
Yeah.
But if you love it, you love it. Otherwise, you might not. Like, I recommended I want to say Yakuza 0 to a friend, and he tried to play it, but he had a girl over, and she was like, "What's all this clicking?" He was trying to get through all the dialogue to get to the action. So, and he's like, "I don't know. Goddamn, Sean recommended this game to me." So I mean, like, it's a male soap opera.
Yeah.
With a good twist and story and good action. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is almost like a mix of Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the assassin stuff. So basically Yakuza a take on Black Flag. The ship battles are cool. I have not upgraded my ship yet. I still have the base ship. You're still running around tagging people up. As we know, RGG loves to reuse assets, but this is what allows them to come out with games year after year, and people just eat it up because it's smart use, reuse of assets.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're also playing in Hawaii, the same Hawaii map that was in Infinite Wealth.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so
if the story is new and you're doing different stuff, then it's like, okay, whatever, the building is the same building. Doesn't matter.
Hey man, they have updated games. They have a Coliseum. I don't think you could cook in other games the way you're cooking in this one.
Yeah.
So they have a cooking mechanic in this.
What does the finished product look like? Does it look like almost like photorealistic kind of thing?
They're not going for that yet. They're just looking for it looks similar to Infinite Wealth.
Okay.
So I mean it looks good.
Okay.
I want to say when you're in a pirate ship, you have your crew, you can level up, you can land at islands to go plunder, so you're beating up crews. Ooh. After you beat them all up, there's treasure at the end of it. You can choose who you want to go on the island with you. Everybody levels up, all the good stuff. And then if the treasure is a ring, you can wear rings to augment your stats. So there's you can put rings on all 10 fingers, and the rings will specify what fingers it can go on. Plus, you also have your base stats that you can upgrade and all that good stuff.
So It's a Black Flag like and a Thanos like.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay.
10 out of 10 if you love Yakuza. If not, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8.
So my question to you, because from all the people I know in the world, you have played both Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii and Skull and Bones.
No comparison, sir.
Right?
Skull and Bones didn't even meet what Skull and Bones was trying to do. Mind you, it was interesting, and I might play it for free.
Mm-hmm.
But they charged money for it.
Yeah, free might be a little too expensive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, what the actual like ship to ship combat, like, does that feel? Does that feel better than Black Flag?
So I don't remember if you can just like step away from the helm and walk around on Black Flag
while you're in combat.
Yeah, and of course this one.
So.
Well,
I could be wrong.
It has multiple components, and of course I haven't seen it all, but I know like there are times where you can. So your ship has machine guns, so you can shoot from the front with your machine guns, or you have your cannons on the side, or you could step away from the helm and shoot it with your rocket launcher. So it's
options. Okay, I like it.
Hey man. And like I said, I have not upgraded the ship, so I don't know. Did we see lasers in something?
Yeah,
I feel like we saw.
There's
so
lasers for sure.
Yeah, I'm not that far.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say you can board ships and fight as well.
Yeah, you can. They show that.
So in the trailer if you were looking to do something similar to Black Flag, I would look into this game. As you know, it also has its wacky side quests and all that good stuff. So
yeah,
check it out.
Cool. Okay. So I got two things. So real quick, at the last episode of this podcast, we were talking about Elden Ring, Night Rain, and I jumped on like after the podcast, and the crew that I had, we actually ran through the entire demo and actually beat the demo. So I got to the end. The final boss is like a 3-headed dog, like a Cerberus kind of style dog that will split off into 3 individual like dogs. And wait a minute, I can hear myself like crazy. Okay. And it's like it was an insane fight. I went down more times than I could count. I am thankful for my people to like revive me and kept me going and just carry, like literally put me on his back and just like carried me through, because I was just like, I don't understand what. Can we just be done with this, please? And they did it, and we won. It was a cool little like end cap to the demo before it turned off. So I was like, all right, cool. The other thing that I finally beat, is Metaphor Refantasio, and I have been okay. I'm going to give a quick synopsis of my feelings on this game. And I'll preface this by saying this is my first Persona game. And I generally don't like JRPGs because I feel like they take too long and the whole turn-based stuff kind of turns me off. And the only turn-based game that I've really enjoyed was Baldur's Gate 3. I say all that to say I found Metaphor Refantasio incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
Incredibly annoying. I think it started off strong. The gameplay mechanics for the whole turn-based style combat was cool. And then it got incredibly like complicated in that I felt the classes that I was unlocking, I couldn't find proper uses for their abilities.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to like Google like, okay, how do I use this commander class? Because the commander class has like fire attacks, but it can also move your people in the front line or back line and do all this kind of stuff. And there's certain things that happens when your people move in the back line, like they get more defense, they move in front line, they get more melee ability or melee attack increases or whatever. And it's like, if I had played a Persona game before, all this stuff would probably be way more natural to me. But as a person who just comes to this game as like their first experience, it's just like, this is a mess. This is actually a mess, and it doesn't feel good to play. I was talking to you, Sean, about this game as I was playing it, because I spent like over 200 hours in this game, and it got to the point where I found I was just playing the game to further the story because I thought the story was interesting, and it was dealing with a lot of themes that we're kind of dealing with now, in terms of this sort of dictator-like figure has essentially taken the throne in a way. Magic happened, and like the magic was like, hey guys, we're gonna do an election kind of thing where people get to vote with their hearts on who they want to pick as the leader, and by this date in the future, whoever has the most votes will be the leader. And things happen, nothing goes right, a person dies or whatever, and it's like the resolution to it, like the actual uncovering the story of the main villain. It's like, it's built up to be like, oh, he must have his reasons for being like this because he's a horrible person. And you get the actual reason. You're like, that's not a good enough reason. You're just a dick. It's just like, you suck. Like you're not, no, I don't feel bad for wanting to kill you, because what you went through, yeah, it sucks. But you also put my man, what's his name? Star. You put my leader guy in the same like straight. So it's just like,
game's so terrible. If you're struggling to remember names.
Like I remember a couple. All their names are just kind of weird. It's weird in terms of they're like fantasy names, and just like there's no like Pete, Tom, Harry, Paul. It's like Hogenberg. It's Heisme. It's Juna. Anyways, yeah. So like overall, I think it's basically kind of saying what you're saying, Sean. Like, if you're a Persona fan, you probably play this game. You love it. It's like your favorite RPG ever. If you're new to Persona and you're like, hey, I want to try Metaphor Refantasio because I heard a lot of people talk about it, buckle up, because you're going to be in this game for a long time, for a very long time. And hopefully you enjoy it more than I did, because at the end, mind you, I beat this game. I beat the boss guy, and I'm like, oh, bet I'm done. And it had the nerve to be like, all right, now a year later, let's see what happens. I'm like, I don't care.
Damn.
I don't care. Just give me the credits. I want to be done with this. So I just turned it off. I played Gundam at that point. So I still technically have to finish the game. But oh my gosh. And then on top of that, like, you have all of these things in the story that's building up. And then the way they resolve it is that the main bad guy, he just becomes a giant monster you fight. You beat the giant monster. I'm just like, this is not. And the fact that I came from Baldur's Gate 3, I'm just like, oh, this sucks. This just sucks. So that's it. That is it for the games we've been playing. That's it for this podcast. Come next week, we'll be talking about more games, more news. I'll be talking about Monster Hunter. Sean will be talking more about Like a Dragon, Pirates, Yakuza in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's a title, boy. And we'll be talking about the Pokemon Direct. Whatever happens from that, maybe we get a multiplayer game that we can all play together, and it's like a Fortnite style battle royale where you're playing with Pokemon. Something. Anyways, all right, that is it for the cast. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on whatever podcast service you're using. Do it. Thank you. Also, tell a friend. 1, 2, 3, as many as you can find. Hopefully you have more than like 1 or 2 friends. But if you don't, that's fine. Just tell them. Let them know about us, so you too can watch or listen to this show together. And both of you can hit the like buttons and all the other stuff I said earlier. Anyways, yeah, that's it. So y'all take care, be safe, play games, do all that stuff.
Yeah. Bye.